This is 5 on your side at 4, focused on you.
Right now at 4, St. Louis police still looking for whoever caused that crash in Midtown, killing 4 young people and injuring 4 others. Police tell us they have leads. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brent Solomon.
And I'm Kay Quinn. As police search for that driver, families of the victims are getting support from the community in different ways. There was a balloon release at the intersection of Forest Park Avenue and Grand Boulevard about 2 hours ago. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings live there now. Travis.
Okay, Brent, it's been a long 3 days for the families of all of these victims. While the suspect is still out there, police said today they have information about the 2004 Chevy Impala that he was in, and they have leads, but it's unclear right now exactly what those leads are. So these families really haven't been able to get a lot of closure. But if you look closely over my shoulder, you might see some balloons back here, and I'm going to tell you why. Many gathered here at where that Impala swerved and ran a red light, causing the SUV to flip over with those teens inside. Balloons floated in the air this afternoon in the same place to honor the 4 teens who didn't survive. Today we sat down with the mother of Brianna Johnson, who passed. Johnson was a senior at KIPP St. Louis High School, nearing graduation with a pursuit of fashion. Her mom has hired an attorney who says he'll be demanding answers from the police department about the family fleeing unheard by officers the night of the crash. They were feeling unheard. He's also naming the intersection itself as problematic. Johnson's mother had a message for the person behind the wheel.
Just be mindful, you know what I'm saying, while you driving, because at the end of the day, it could be your child, you know, and if you would know how I feel or whatever, you know, any mother feel or father feel, you know, to lose a loved one, and especially your child, you know.
And Travis, you learned more about one of the other victims today?
That's right, Kay. Richard Boyd Jr., he was 19 years old. He had just graduated from Carnahan High School. He had just been hired at the Clayco, where he had recently been working alongside his father. The company today, they released a statement calling for better safety and security here in the St. Louis area. They say they want to see change. I'll have more about he and Brianna coming up at 5.
All right, thank you, Travis. Today, St. Louis Mayor Tashora Jones signed the Safer Streets bill into law. It's an historic investment in St. Louis infrastructure. About $40 million will go to improve road and pedestrian safety. The bill's signing comes nearly 2 weeks after teenage volleyball player Janae Edmondson from Tennessee was hit by a driver while she was walking downtown. She lost her legs in that crash. Mayor Jones says she hopes this will make the city safer for both St. Louisans and visitors.
To people who are looking at visiting St. Louis, we are making the necessary investments to try to make sure that that our streets are safe no matter how people choose to get around.
5 on your side political editor Mark Maxwell pressed the mayor on how the city can better enforce traffic laws. Hear her response tonight on 5 on your side at 5 and 6.
We're learning much more about a 15-year-old girl who was killed when someone shot her in the face in South City. This afternoon, police say they have identified a person of interest. Our Elise Schoenig joins us in studio now with reaction. Elise.
Police say they found 15-year-old Emily Valentine laying on concrete outside of a home last night. Officers responded to a call for a shooting in the 3700 block of Minnesota Avenue. EMS took the 15-year-old to the hospital where she died. We learned police have narrowed down a person of interest, and at this time, they do believe she might have known the suspect. Now, Dr. L.J. Punch from the Bullet-Related Injury Clinic tells me it's time to accept that gun violence impacts everyone.
We don't necessarily want to talk about it because there's so much stigma. We either want to criminalize it or say it's a political issue. No, it's a public health crisis.
Police are still actively investigating this and are asking anyone with information to reach out to the Homicide Division directly or to call Crime Stoppers.
All right, Elise, thank you. Right now, St. Louis police are looking for the person behind the city's most recent homicide. The shooting happened just after 10 last night on Hamilton and Ridge Avenue in North City. Police say someone shot a man multiple times. He was in his 50s. That man died at the hospital. Investigators have not identified a suspect. Developing right now in Kansas City, a police standoff entering its 19th hour. This after 3 officers were shot just last night.
It all started about 9:30 p.m. when the officers executed a search warrant at a home on Blue Ridge Boulevard. As they knocked, announced, and began to breach the door, gunshots rang out.
3 of our officers were struck. They did return fire. They self-transported to a local hospital, and all 3 are thankfully in non-life-threatening condition.
But as of this hour, that standoff with the armed suspect is still underway at the scene where the officers were shot last night.
Right now, investigators in O'Fallon, Missouri, trying to figure out what sparked a fire at a storage building this morning. The fire is now out at Bill's Service Center on Sondren Street, but crews are on scene cleaning up. The fire started just before 5 this morning. No one was hurt. Fort Zumwalt North Middle School canceled classes today as a precaution. School will resume tomorrow.
Right now, repairs are still being made to a large water main break in Bridgeton. Happened on Lindbergh Boulevard between St. Charles Rock Road and Blake this morning, causing water to flood over the roadway. This afternoon, Bridgeton police told us some lanes are now open in each direction as those repairs continue.
Well, a warm start to March. Temperatures nearing 70 degrees. Can you believe it? In some parts of the bi-state. But the weather will take a turn tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Scott Cano now with your Weather First forecast.
And Brett, it's really later tomorrow into tomorrow night when things start to go south, if you will. It's pretty nice out there right now, but we've seen the clouds rolling into St. Louis. So a mostly cloudy sky, but still pretty mild. Mid-60s around town now, a little cooler since we've seen that cloud cover come in. The rain, that's down to our south, stretching across Arkansas, where there could be some stronger storms. We are looking farther to the west, though. That's where our active weather is going to come from. Most of us low to mid-60s. The evening's just fine. Pretty quiet looking over in Madison County and Edwardsville. Little gentle breeze right now. Our next weather system, well, it's part of this system that's coming through California into the southwest. Boy, is that a potent system. And it gets here tomorrow night into Friday. What it's doing today is helping to provide some moisture down to our south, setting up for that. So we are in an active weather pattern for the next couple of weeks. We'll have a quiet, pleasant evening, not exactly bright for the sunset as we have those thicker clouds right now, but rain and thunder returning Thursday night. Some of that rain is going to be heavy at times, and it will get windy as we head into Friday, maybe even a wet snowflake or 2 in a few spots. We'll see you in a few minutes, Kay.